Hi guys, and welcome to another Watch Geek video and another unboxing and first impressions. Today we're unboxing a model from Seagull, and yes, this is the official Seagull, the real one. I've reviewed many watches that have Seagull movements in them, some even claiming to be Seagull, but this is the official Seagull watch, and Seagull is one of the oldest Chinese watch brands. There's something like Seiko of China. They make everything in-house, and that is reflected on the price because they're usually, when it comes officially from Seagull, they're always priced higher than all those other AliExpress brands, including ones that claim to be Seagull, like the Air Force 1969 that aren't actually, 1963, that aren't actually made by Seagull. But this is not their chronograph, which is what they're mostly known for. This is something else, and something quite quirky. So here you have, as you can see, the packaging has this velvety structure to it, so it's very, like, it feels more premium than the usual things that come from China. Here you have the warranty and the papers of the watch, and inside you have the watch itself. There's the hang tag, so let's check it out. Here it is, a completely retro inspired watch, from the shape, the size, to the dial. Now this is called a TV test screen. If you remember these, you're probably old as I am, because this is how, before those streaming services and everything, this is how each broadcasting was ending and starting in the morning, because over the night you would have only this, and then in the morning when the program would start, this would go away and you would start normal programming. Then in the evening, right before they sign off, they would put this, and it would last all night long. If you don't remember this, you're probably not as old as I am. Now, I already featured a watch with this type of a test screen, and I believe it was from one of those, I believe it was from Merkur watches, which is a lot cheaper, and that one was round. It was very quirky, very cool, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't have the same finish quality as this. Now this is just the unboxing and first impression, so for the finish quality we're gonna have to wait until the full review when I put this under macro, but already I can see that this is an excellent watch when it comes to the quality. The strap, I mean the bracelet, is also very retro inspired, but believe it or not, it has a heft to it because these are full links, so they're like solid links. You have solid end links, and the only thing that's stamped is the clasp, but even that feels kind of solid. The watch is powered by their in-house movement, and as you can see, it's pretty decently decorated. It's the ST2100. It beats at weight 28,800 BPH, comes with both hacking and hand winding, so if I pull out the crown, it's gonna stop the seconds hand. And this variant comes with the date function, so it reminds me of the Seiko 7S or NH series. Pulling it to the first click, rotating one way is gonna change the date, and I do like the fact that they did it very colorful to match the colorful dial. So you have the white surface, white background, red lettering, while the day of the week is done with black background and white letters. And it is bilingual, so you have English and you have Chinese, and you change it by rotating the crown in the other direction when pulled out to the first click. Very cool. And the reason why I kind of prefer this one to the Merkur I already reviewed is the shape of the watch, because it has that vintage TV shape, even though they did pull out a small trick, because as you can see inside you have this black chaptering that actually makes the dial round, but it doesn't appear so when you're looking at it like this. The watch doesn't feature any lume on the markers. It does feature some lume on the hands, but as you can see, it's so thin. We're gonna test it by the end of this video, but I doubt this is gonna be useful. But I do like the finish of the hands. As you can see, they have a bevel down the center, so as long as you catch any kind of light, you actually do see the hands. But this type of watch, you do not buy it for legibility. Just look at all the mess on the dial. Now this, because I do like this shape and I do like the way this watch looks, they do offer a couple of dial variants. So if you're not as quirky as I am and this is just too much for you, they offer a black and white version of the TV test screen, and if even that is too much for you, they offer, I believe, 2 dial colors. They're just plain regular dials. I believe they have like light blue and black, or dark blue, something like that. And I'll leave the link to their webpage in the description so you can check it out, because as a watch, this really does look cool. It's 36 millimeters like this, lug to lug. As you can see, it's kind of, I'll have the specs in the corner of the screen, but it does have a T-shaped end link which kind of extends the lug to lug of the watch, but the watch is so small that I don't think that's gonna pose a problem. I will put it on my wrist and do a Lume shot before we close this video. But one thing that I do not like, I just noticed, is the way this bracelet breaks, because these things stay fixed, as you can see, and only the center part kind of rotates and it's cut off straight. I wish they like rounded this so that you don't notice this edge going like this. But we're gonna see, like, if you have a bigger wrist, it's not gonna pose a problem. If you have a small wrist, it might look kind of funny. And because it has a proprietary lug, you cannot put your strap, your regular strap, unless you do the notching. But let's put it on my wrist to see how it wears. And here it is on my 6.5 inch wrist. It hasn't been sized, so I do have quite a lot of extra. But as you can see, the watch is not too big when it comes to the lug to lug, even with the T-shaped end link. And actually the bracelet kind of looks okay. I mean, you do see this edge, but it's not as pronounced as I thought it will be. It does look very, very cool, and it's a pretty flat watch, so it doesn't follow the curvature of your hand, but of your wrist. But like I said, because of the size, it's actually pretty wearable and pretty nice. And it is very well balanced, because this, I would expect this to be like hollow links, but they're full size. I mean, they're solid links, so they kind of balance the watch out. This is gonna be very cool to wear. So anyways, that's it when it comes to this. Let's try the Lume shot, and that's gonna be it for today. So let me just charge this watch, but I don't think we're gonna be able to see anything. Okay, so with the watch charged, let's zoom in, let the camera focus, and turn off the light. And surprisingly, the hands are actually visible, even though the Lume is applied in such a thin way that I thought this is not going to be visible at all. But without the markers, this kind of Lume is, to me at least, pointless, but at least you have some. And it doesn't detract from the look of the watch, so it's not a big problem. And like I said, you do not buy this watch to be able to read the time at a glance. You have better watches for that. You buy this because it's so cool, and especially like if you're my age, if you remember these TV test screens, you buy it as a conversation starter. Now it is priced at just over $500, and that is the reflection of Seagull being one of the oldest Chinese manufacturers, and the fact everything is made completely in-house. So there is a price to pay. It is slightly on the higher side, but I mean, given the tradition, I mean, given the brand heritage, I think the price is actually okay. So anyways, that's it when it comes to this unboxing and first impressions. And do stay tuned for the full review. When I do the macro shots, then we're gonna see if the quality matches the price, which I'm pretty sure it does. And by that time, I believe this is not gonna leave my wrist, because I really do like these funky kind of watches. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.